Hello, Kai with you today to share this card that I did for the ScrapnStamp blog. I'm using Picket fences flying by to say hi. It's a cute little image that I think can be used in several different ways. Today I decided that I'm going to use it like it's a bee, a bumblebee. But I find our bees here in Canada to be a little bit boring in the black and yellow, so I looked up some bees and found beautiful blue ones. So I decided that my bee was going to be blue with brown wings. So that's how the colors of this card kind of came about. I started by, of course, stamping my image with the Ranger Archival Jet Black ink. And I have stamped it on Fabriano hot press watercolor paper. And now I'm moving on to my background. Sorry, that's my bird having an argument with herself. So now I'm moving on to the background, and I'm using My Favorite Things cloud stencil. And because I am just praying for some sun, we're going to have yellow clouds because they bring sunshine. And I'm going to also add in a bit of spice marmalade to the clouds, just because I can. So this is going to be kind of a bright card. But we need it, I think, with the long winter we've all had. It's only April the 3rd today, but it still feels like it's March. So I'm just using Distress Oxide Inks for this. I've got the squeezed lemonade, and then I'll use the spice marmalade. I'm using my fabulous brushes from Picket Fence. I've picked out a couple that are kind of in the medium range, and I just pick up the ink with them. They're very nice to, as you can see from the top row there, putting down the ink comes out just beautifully. A lot of ink there at the base, or more ink at the base, and then it lightly goes out, spans out, depending on the pressure, of course, that you're going to put on. The card, I've seen people that use the handle more directly, but I find it easier to control, where I've got a thumb on the head per se, but they lay down the ink, or the ink very nicely. So I'm going to speed this up or skip a beat here. I won't make you watch the whole thing. I've got the whole card done in the yellow, and then I go back in and add the orange. I suppose you could do it all at once, but I just found it easier to add the orange in. Anyway, now I somehow nixed part of my background there, but I've moved on to the image, and I'm adding a flesh colored, I'm using Zig Clean Color brushes, and I'm adding the flesh color to the face. I use several of their colors, as you can see at the top in the video. I've got their pink, blue, Persian blue, light blue, yellow, orange, turquoise green, brown that I'm using, and of course the flesh color. Off on the side there, I've written down the colors that I've got going on here. And the body of my image is going to be in the blues. And I'm going to do the wings in the brown, like I saw in the bees that I was looking at online. I'm using a number 6 watercolor brush for this. I started using a number 2, and it was just too small, and it was not making it comfortable, so I moved on to the number 6, which is one of my favorite brushes. With the point that you get on it, it's perfect for even for small areas to use. So I do the heads in all different, like the color range. I use all of those markers you see at the top, or brushes I should say. Some I lay down the color on my table and pick it up. Others I do direct to paper. It just depends on how much of the color I want. I add highlights in. I did add in some scarlet red later in the video, just to get more contrast in the colors. The last time I did this image, I just did green on the head, and this time we're going to have all the colors of spring. I don't make you watch this full on either. I do I think just after I add the greens in that I skip over it where most of it's done. The Zig Clean color brushes are just perfect for this sort of thing. They make the color selection very easy, as they have every color you can imagine. And they're easy to lay down the ink. So they're easy to use that way. I've gone to the pink now. Adding the pink was when I really started enjoying the card, or the little image I should say. It just was bringing the head to life for me. I do fussy cut my image out, so the pieces that are detached from the head, I don't actually cut them out. They're not part of my finished image. Now you can see here I've added in the scarlet red to those darker areas there, and the brown for the wings. Now for the little scarf going around her head, I did that in yellow just to keep it on the bright side. As I said, I fussy cut it out after I've done this part. And you'll see the finished background as well coming up next. I've die cut it, the panel, using penny black, some stitch stackers, which you'll see momentarily. And here we are. I applied it to a Nina cardstock base, 110 pound, and I'm using 36 pound vellum for this part, where I've die cut using my favorite thing, stitched circles, and some vellum adhesive there. You don't see it once it's down, which is quite nice. I should speak to the ScrapnStamp store and ask if she can get that in sometime, because as you can see, you can't see it once it's attached. You can see it just momentarily when you first attach it, and then it disappears. So it's perfect for vellum. I styled her a little bit using my stylus. Added a couple of foam dots to the back. And then I go over the wings and the flowers up top with clear Wink of Stella. And I add a second circle, smaller one. Stamp it using manganese blue from Ranger. And then heat emboss with clear embossing powder, just to give some shine in there. I don't know what's, oh, there, I'm just adding the powder in. That was a long time to wait for that. And I just tuck it in the bottom of the card. I could have edited this part out. You really don't need to see me do something that's actually off camera. I'm just putting the Versamark ink on to do the heat embossing. And affix it to the card using the vellum tape as well. And then, like I said, I add the Wink of Stella to the head, and I add in a few gumdrops as well, just to finish it off. Cute little card, I think. So I'll probably do the same on the inside. I'll do a background similar, and then stamp another sentiment. There's another sentiment that comes with this stamp set, so it's very versatile. It's about right at this moment I'm thinking of you, so it's great fun. Anyway, I hope you did enjoy this card today, and I thank you very much for watching, and hope you'll drop by and see my videos again. Bye for now.